Let's go. Hi lovelies and welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name is Juliet and today I'm going to be doing my first TBR jar for April. Can you believe it's April? I can't believe it. And I've also got a mini book haul. So I might start with the mini book haul first and then we'll jump into TBR for April. So let's go. Recently I went just to get my nails redone, as you do, and I had left over a voucher from Christmas. So I went into my favourite bookstore in Brisbane, QBD, and had a little look around to see what I could find, and I found 3 books. So I do have 4 books to talk about, but I found 3 books in my favourite bookstore. Okay. Now the first one, and lovelies, I haven't had a chance to take the sticker off. Don't worry, I will, because I hate stickers on books. And plus this one is not a sticker either and I hate that. Okay, now sorry, that light's not super great, is it? Okay, anyway, this is called The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell. Now, I'm just gonna give you a little bit from the blurb, okay? It says, in the winter of 1561, we all love a bit of a historical, fiction. Lucrezia, Duchess of Ferrara, is taken on an unexpected visit to a country villa by her husband, Alfonso. As they sit down to dinner, it occurs to her that their journey to this lonely place has a sinister purpose. He intends to kill her. Caught me, had me at hello. Had me at hello. How could I not? That was $22.99, but I did get a bit of a discount because I'm a member. That's not too bad from a bookstore in Australia. Okay, then the next one I got, which if you've seen my previous video, I have bought another book by J.P. Pomer, and it's called The Gambler. Anyway, I saw this, and I saw in the bookstore that The Gambler, they had signed copies. Couldn't believe it. Anyway, I think he's Australian. I have to look that up. I'm not sure. If he is, I'll pop it on the screen. Anyway, I saw that this one was signed and I was like, oh, gosh, I've got to get this one. But this one sounds really interesting too. So this one's called 17 Years Later, Who Killed the Primrose Family? Because I'm a little bit sort of in my crime thriller era at the moment. You may see that on some of my things on my to be read shelf. Now, I'll just give you a little snippet again. Won't read the whole thing. It says, the violent slaughter of the Primrose family while they slept shocked the nation. The family's young live-in chef, Bill Karima, was swiftly charged with murder, but the brutal crime scarred the idyllic town of Cambridge forever. 17 years later, true crime podcast Sloane Abbott tracks down prison psychologist T.K. Phillips, a once fierce campaigner for an appeal. As Sloane lures a reluctant T.K. back into the fight, evidence emerges that casts new light on the Primroses and who might have wanted them dead. So it sounds like it's a bit of a, someone sent to prison for the wrong, not the wrong crime, for not committing the crime. And this one, now, The Dutch House by Anne Pachet. I have been wanting to read this for ages, and once again, lovelies, I've got to take that sticker off. But you've probably seen this around actually, and it doesn't have a blurb on the back. Isn't that unusual? Anyway, it was the only one there, lovelies, and it's got like, how it gets a little bit damaged. Hate that, absolutely hate that. Anyway, it doesn't have a little blurb on there. It just says, what does it say? Maybe if I take the sticker off. So I'm taking the sticker off to see if I can tell you more about it, and I really can't, lovelies, because all it says is her finest novel yet. Anyway, I have read the blurb on this one before. If you're interested, just have a Google. It does sound very interesting. I know it's about her and her brother, and I think it involves a stepmother in the house that they grew up in. But anyway, it looks really interesting. So that is one of the books from the haul that I got. And I have got a book arriving today, which I will include in this haul. And I'm going to pop a picture of it up here. It hasn't come yet, but it's coming today. It's coming from the UK. It's called The Book Club for Troublesome Women. Sounds like me, right up my alley. So I had to order that one. Why I can't get it in Australia, who knows? You can't get anything in Australia. We're too far away from everything. So it's coming from the UK today. So I'm going to add these 3 to my TBR shelf and the one that's coming today as well. We're going to include it all, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you my TBR shelf and we're just going to start. We're just going to jump straight into that TBR right now. Okay, let's go. Okay, it's very hot today, lovely. So excuse like my arms and all the rest of it, but it's the, what is it? 27th of March. Yesterday it was like 34, 35 degrees in Australia and it's meant to be autumn. It's really only summer with a couple of weeks of cool. Yeah, it's not 4 seasons in Brisbane, Australia. It's quite boring actually. You don't really want to come. Anyway, okay, geez, that sounds good, doesn't it? No, it's a lovely place to come. It's just terrible weather. I hate the weather. Wish I grew up in somewhere cold, like, you know, overseas. Okay, so anyway, let's do this. I'm super excited. Here's my TBR shelf. Now, this is not to say that I don't have more over there. So if nothing fits, I can look over there. Because I do have enough to sink a ship, like enough unread books to sink a ship, really. But let's get into it. So you can see, I made this little jar myself, but you can't really see. It says Juliet's TBR jar. I might change that so you can see it. Might do a bit more crafty stuff. If you're into craft, I do have another channel and I'll link it below. Okay, so the first one, I'm so excited. Ooh, pick a book you love the cover of. This is so interesting because, to be honest, lovely, that's how I choose books mostly, unless it's a recommendation. However, there is a couple that I'm thinking of, one in particular. This one, picked it, loved it. Love a bit of gingham. Also, gorgeous. Love my 1950s sort of housewife. If you've watched my other videos where I rave about the Mad Wife, I'll pop it up here. Oh, love that. Bought it purely for its cover. What else have we got? I'm trying to think. Yeah, I did like this, actually. I love that. The Heir Apparent. That's gorgeous. That's by Rebecca Armitage. That one I do quite love. That's about a lady who's, I think she's moved to Australia, but she's actually like, through the vines of family history, she's like an heir to the royal family and they all get killed and she has to go back and decide whether she wants to step up, you know, and play the role. Meanwhile, who wouldn't? I'd play the role. I don't think I'm connected to any royalty. Let me know if you know if I am, but I'm not. I don't think I am. Do you know what, lovelies? Oh, look. There is another one over there, which I will grab. I'm in my daggy shorts. I'm just going to put nicer shorts on and then I forgot. So I'm going to cut it and go and grab it so you can't see my daggy shorts. Okay, I'm back. I don't know why I didn't put on I had planned shorts, but anyway. Didn't put them on. This book, A Dance of Lies. Now, who read... Oh, hang on. No, I was going to say Sue Lynn Tan. She blurbed it. No. Brittany Arena, I loved it. Saw it and just went, and actually I've had this for a while now. I think since June last year. This was a cover buy, absolutely. Now, okay, let's break it down. There are 2 pure cover buys and that's what the thing said. So I'm gonna get rid of this because it was a cover buy, but I also knew about it, right? That's going. My 2 pure cover buys were these 2, right? Now, looking at them now, the one I'm drawn to the most, is that one. Although, I love that. I mean, what's not to love? It's got, you know, it's got the gilding on it. Sorry, my ring light's being a real pain because this is a bit of a dark area of my house. I think, out of these 2, to be fair, this is my favourite cover. All right, this is it, number 1, okay? Now we're going to pick 4 today because I am a bit of a mood reader, but I'm a normal reader. Like I'm not a big reader. I don't do audiobooks either, so I read with my eyes. And I'm a busy mum and I don't have the best health, so it is what it is. We'll pick 4. Let's just, you know, do the normal thing. We'll pick 4. Plus, I just don't need any unrealistic pressure. So don't put unrealistic pressure on yourselves. You know, I just don't want like to feel like I have to read a certain number of books. And I'm a big mood reader anyway. I just really love these, don't need the pressure at the moment. Anyway, long story. Okay, let's go. This is going to be, oh good, I left the other one out because I didn't want to put it back in. All right, number 2. I'm just trying to, okay, there we go. Oh, it matches my book. I do like blue, but I love pink as well. So actually, I used to always love light blue, but then I got into pink because my daughter doesn't like pink. I don't know. You have a daughter, she doesn't like pink. All of a sudden, your body goes, you like pink. You really like pink. So I always have pink nails. Okay. Ooh, what does it say? Okay, so what does this one say? It says, let Matt choose a book off your bookshelf, which is my husband, and he's not here, he's at work, so can't do that one's lovely, sorry. I have to do another one. This is going well, isn't it? That's all right, it's okay. I was actually going to take that one out, and then I went, oh no, it's all right, it won't come out, like, because I thought, I can't do that today, I was going to take it out. I'm like, no, that's not going to come out. That's karma. Okay, all right. What does this one say? Pick a book by an Aussie author. I do have a few, actually. I do have a few, obviously, because I'm Aussie. But I have been to a few book things. So let me just have a look, because they're not... Oh, actually... This one might be, because obviously this occurred in Australia. Recipe for Murder. He'd have to be Australian, I'm pretty sure. I'll check that, but I'm pretty sure he'd have to be Australian. I would like to read that one. There's none others there. So let me go to the big bookshelf and I'll be back. And so you don't see my shorts, I'm just gonna stop it here. Okay, lovely. So we've got 3. Okay. Now, 2 of them actually, I went and met the authors on the same night and they've dedicated the books to me, which is lovely. Now, the first one is The Fall Between by Darcy Tyndale. Now, this is a crime book and it's quite, I don't know if it's a thriller, to be honest, but it's quite a detailed crime. Like, she goes into a lot of detail. So it's a really, really heavy book, I think, from what I understand. Anyway, she's dedicated it to me, lovely lady, and I do want to read that one. Now, just going to make space here. The second one is The Deadly Dispute by Amanda Hampson. Now, this is the Tea Ladies series. Now, I've read the first 2, and this is the 3rd book, and I believe she's got a 4th one coming out, I think, April? Don't quote me on it, but I think it's April. Anyway, haven't read that one, but I've read the first 2. And this one she signed for me too. So lovely. She signed all of my books, actually, all of the series. So that's lovely. That's number 2. And the second one, I was right. Yeah, he's Australian. Actually, they're saying he used to be a detective, police detective. Anyway, he's written all the crime books on various different crimes in Australia. So anyway, now, lovelies, this crime happened, I think it was around October 2023. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I spent a couple of months in hospital. I haven't had the best health over the past few years. So I knew about this, but a lot of it happened when I was in hospital and I wasn't able to follow the story. So I bought the book so that I could to read it and find out a little bit more about her. And plus, I just love true crime documentaries and that sort of thing. So anyway, love a bit of a story. Oh, there's my ring light. Very interested to read about the details of this. Now, this one's a recipe for murder. So it just says the explosive book reveals the whole cold, calculating story. And look, who doesn't love reading about a mushroom murderer? I mean, gosh, how original is that, mushrooms? You know, we all know that there's mushrooms that you shouldn't eat, but you don't necessarily cook with them and kill people. So anyway, I think from these 3, what am I going to read? I don't feel like this at the moment. because just, I don't know, you know when you know you're not in the mood? I'm not in the mood for that one. So I'm going to pop that one down. So it's either between The Deadly Dispute, the third book by Amanda Hampsten, or The Recipe for Murder. I wonder if this one has pictures. Some of them do. This doesn't. Oh, I love a bit of pictures. Do you know what? I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do a non-fiction. Let's mix it up, lovelies. Let's mix up what we see on BookTube and do a non-fiction recipe for murder, bit of mushrooms, and I can tell you what I think. Let's do that one. Okay, so that's the second book. There you go. Didn't think I'd be getting the mushroom lady in. Okay, what are we up to? Number 3. Oh, I've got one straight away and I'm just going for it. You know how you get that feeling, that vibe? Oh, a protagonist with a lifestyle that is completely different to yours. Most of them are lovely. Exhibit A. Not killing people with mushrooms. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm a mum. And before I was a mum, I had a few different careers. One of them was in law, so I was a lawyer. Look, most books are different to me, let's be honest. They're not writing about mums, are they? Well, you know, my lifestyle. Okay. Oh, let's have a look. We've already got a crime one, actually, and I believe, well, Meet the Newmans I think is just more literary fiction. I didn't even explain that to you. That would be helpful. Meet the Newmans. Juliet, serious. They're a family that have been on TV and they're like considered the perfect family. You know, like the Brady Bunch. And then after how many years? Is it 2 decades? Everything starts to fall apart and it just gives you the behind the scenes. So I'm going to throw this as a literary fiction because I really don't know what happens. Let's call literary fiction and true crime. So let's try and mix it up, okay? One book that's standing out to me is The Red Palace by Jane Hure, which is interesting actually because this is set in Korea in 1758. I think it's Korea, and it's about a nurse. And she's in a palace, she works in a palace. So it's 1758 and one of her friends is accused of killing these 4 women. And I have literally been wanting to read this book for probably 18 months. I haven't had it that long because I had to pre-order it because they changed the cover. And to be honest, I loved the previous cover. This one I find quite ugly. This was not a cover purchase. But I've been wanting to read that one. So let's put that one down. And like, you know, I'm not a nurse, so that's fine. Although sometimes I feel like it when I'm a mum. What is next? This is me trying to decide. The Benevolent Society of Ill-Mannered Ladies. Now, I'm not a lady. I'd like to be. Well, not like officially, of course I am, but you know, like, you know, in those beautiful Victorian era, I would love that. Would love that. It says a rollicking feminist romp. Then Jane Austen meets James Bond. Yeah, loving it. That's going on the list, lovelies. I'm not Jane Austen meeting James Bond in a romp. No, not that. Not at my age, lovelies. So, okay. Oh, another one. The Starling House. So this is a bit of a gothic one, this one. Yeah, I don't want to read too much of it because sometimes I think with fantasy books, they give away too much on the back. Like when you read, like they'll go, enemies to lovers or whatever, and you go, So as soon as you come across like, you know, a couple, you go, oh, that'll be them for sure. So this one is a gothic fantasy. So my house is not gothic and I'm not in a fantasy. So let's count that one. Okay, so let's just go with these 3 because my brain is tired. Okay, so we have got The Red Palace with the nurse who's trying to help her friend who's been accused of murder. We have got the Benevolent Society of Ill-Mannered Ladies and the Starling House. And you know what I'm going to pick? You got to go with what's drawing you. My heart is drawing me to this one. Because I'd like to be a lady in these times. Love to be lady in these times. So this is what we're going to read, lovelies. So let's have a look. It says, welcome to the secret life of Colebrook twins. Unnoticed I should have put my glasses on. Old maids to most, but unseen champions to those in need. Society be damned. Love it. I think they help with, I don't know, I think they help with crime. I'm not really sure. Tired of being dismissed at the age of 40. Tired of being dismissed at the age of 42. Ooh, lucky I'm 46. That would have been a bit too close. Oh, it says the sisters set out to Carolyn's country estate with a plan, but their carriage is accosted by a highwayman. In the scuffle, Gus accidentally shoots the ruffian, only to discover he is Lord Evan Belford, an acquaintance from their past who was charged with murder and exiled to Australia 20 years ago. Don't we exile everyone to Australia? Hey, that's the thing. I'm not royalty. I'm related to a convict. Don't we all know that? Probably 100%. Anyway, who knows? With Lord Evan injured and unconscious, the sisters have no choice but to bring him on their mission to save Caroline. Love it. Yeah, look, lovelies, this is what we're choosing. And sorry, don't even try and find out if I'm related to royalty. What was I saying? I'm probably related to convicts. Maybe that's why I like true crime. Who knows? Feeling a pull to the family history. Okay, lucky last. Drum roll. Don't know how to add a drum roll into my editing yet. Sorry, lovelies. Oh, it's a big one. Like a thick one. Oh, God. What was I thinking writing that much? If you have socialised in the last week, pick a book you are dying to read. If you haven't, pick a fantasy. What day is it today? Friday. Yes, I have. And I've got evidence. Wait for it. Hey, there was a mother's lunch event last Saturday and this individual may have come home with me. Now, it was a luncheon for a school event and he was called Philippe because the event was French themed. Anyway, I love Philippe. So Philippe came home with me, so I have socialised. So, okay, so what does it say? That I can pick a book you're dying to read. Ooh. That's interesting, hey? Because if I'm going to pick a book I'm dying to read, I just want to just pick one. Do you know what I mean? Because there's got to be something I'm dying to read. And I'm just going to go with the book that's pulling me the most. And to be honest, I think it's The Starling House because this one I have had for a little while as well. Yeah, I have. Actually, I bought it the same time I bought A Dance of Lives. But I have been wanting to read this for a while and I do love a little bit of a gothic book, like a gothic setting. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to read the back. If you want to have a little look, you can. But Juliet is not doing it because they just ruin it for me. I don't like it. I don't want to buy a book and have you ruin it for me. So this is number 4. Okay. All right, Philippe. I did socialise. I'm not this week though. Okay, all right, Philippe. We have got, let's have a look. This is our TBR. And we have got A Recipe for Murder. Ooh, non-fiction, stick about. I might tell you a little bit extra that I know about her. That she's been up to in prison. Anyway, Meet the Newmans. That was our first choice, wasn't it? That was our first choice because that I can't even remember what the prompt was. How terrible is that, lovelies? We don't care. We did the prompt. Love the cover. I think was it a love the cover one? Anyway, who cares? Starling House, the book I'm dying to read, and then, of course, a book with protagonists that is, you know, not like me, and I'm not a lady. However much I would love to have been a lady in those times, although I would never have survived. I would have died a long time ago. Okay, that's not the point. Anyway, the point is we have done a little mini haul. We have chosen our books for April, can you believe it? And you have met Philippe. And Philippe, he may reappear. I've actually got mini versions of Philippe as well. Anyway. Shh, don't tell him. Okay, so if you've had fun, don't forget to subscribe, hype, like, comment, do all the things. Love you heaps, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.